Good morning, everybody. My name's 𝘿𝙤𝙣 from the University of Bedfordshire here in Luton. I'm going to talk to you today about the University of Bedfordshire, about why you should think about coming to my university, and then if you have any questions during the session, we'll be gladly able to help and answer them for you.
Thank you so much, Lee, for joining us today for the live session. I'm sure it will be very helpful for our students. They can learn more about the university and why they should apply to the University of Bedfordshire.
So I'm going to see if this works and to see if I can upload my presentation to you. There we go. Okay, so the University of Bedfordshire. We are a green university. We take pride in our carbon footprint, and we are #1 in England and #3 in the UK in the People and Planet as a green university. We offer teaching as one of our courses, so we have to follow various regulations, and Ofsted have us as a good provider of our teaching provision. We are also very proud with our education links into sports. We have a very strong, very good education link with Luton Town Football Club, with the Bedford Blues Rugby Club, and very soon we will have one with the East of England Cricket Board. And these education links give all students on all courses the opportunity to visit, work and do live projects with the sports industry. And this is students from marketing, media, as well as all of our sports degrees as well. We are a university that puts you first. We've just launched our new mantra, which is career-powered education. What we mean by this and by putting you first is we want to develop your skills, your confidence. We want to give you real-life experience to prepare you for tomorrow's world, to prepare you for the world of work and prepare you for the future. After all, that's why you should be looking to come to university. Excuse me. As a university, our strong links to all industries have led to us being, for example, #1 in nursing in the UK. 98% of our nurses going to full-time work. We are #1 in teaching. 90% of our teaching graduates are employed. Top 20 for social work. Top 4 in the UK for sports into employment. We're also a university that's very good at supporting the future entrepreneurs in the world. We are top 4 in the UK for startup business. So everything we do at a university is there and designed to help you as a student be the best you can be. We are in a unique location. We are close to London, but we are not a London university. We're 22 minutes on the fast train from central London, about 50 kilometres, 35 miles. We are close to Heathrow Airport, 35 miles by bus. You can take one of the main buses from any of the terminals at Heathrow and come to Luton within an hour. We have our own international airport, Luton Airport. You are 4 hours maximum from flight times from the whole of Europe into North Africa, example. We also have good motorway links, good road transport links. So again, by bus, you can travel to many parts of the UK. We are within 3 hours of about 70% of the UK population. So our location, close to, not in London, means we are more affordable. It means our study accommodation, the money you have to have available for the 𝑒𝐞𝐬𝐬𝐽 are all more affordable than being in London. And our location close to London, with the direct train routes from both our Luton and Bedford campus, mean that you can experience the capital city, but it's more affordable living outside of the capital. We have two main campuses. The campus at Luton is in the heart of the town. So we have everything around us as well as on campus. We have a major shopping mall, lots of restaurants, cafes, bars. There is lots of shops. We are an 8-minute walk to the train station. We're 1.7 miles from the airport, as I mentioned. But on campus, we have our own restaurants and bars. We have our own Starbucks and Costa Coffee. Lots of student activities take place, and accommodation is on campus as well. Bedford is more of an American style, an American feel campus, out of town, but we do have the free shuttle bus, which takes students around the town, including to the train station. But on campus, we have everything you need. We have our own theatres, we have our own restaurants and bars. Again, we have our own accommodation. We have our own shops, that type of thing as well. So two slightly different campuses, two very different feels, but offering everything that a student would need within good locations and close to London, as I've mentioned. We have invested heavily in the last 13 years in buildings, over £300 million spent on our buildings. The latest being our £40 million STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, Math building, which opened in 2019, just before the pandemic. We said about career-powered education. Our library, for example, is not a silent place. It's a place where you go to research. It's a place where you go to do some group work, for example. We have spaces across the university where students can meet, get together, interact with each other to build that communication skill, to build that confidence. And it's very much similar to the working environment that you would go into in the world of work. So although we've invested heavily in our buildings, this investment has been done in such a way to make sure that you can experience the university and it's linked to the world of work. There are just some pictures of some of our buildings. Now, you have the postgraduate centre up the top. That's that strange shaped building. Next to that is our student accommodation, £85 million student accommodation on campus, as you can see in the picture. We've also invested £1 million plus in our student experience. There in the picture is one of our student union cafes in Luton. We also have gymnasiums at Luton and Bedford as well, which are free for students. And I'll talk to you in a little while about why we have such a good offer for students as part of our More Than a Degree. And it's quite simply a student who comes to university, has fun and enjoys university, is more relaxed. If you are more relaxed, you study harder. The harder you study, the greater your degree and the greater the job in the future. So by coming to university, having fun, you have the ability to study harder in some of our amazing facilities and you will graduate with a higher degree. 92% of our students are graduating at the first attempt. We are one of the highest in the country for our graduation results. And if a student does a retake, that increases to 98%. So the theory into practice works. Come to university, have fun, study hard, and you'll graduate with a good degree. I mentioned STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. Everything you do in life now has a connection to STEM. Here at the University of Bedfordshire, we do everything from electronic, mechanical, mechatronic engineering. We do the computer engineerings, networking, software, games development, computer science. And then when you go to our top floors, we go more into your traditional sciences, biomedical, biological, biotechnical, in our labs. We're also #1 in the UK for our forensic science. So our forensic science students that you'll see in the middle picture there have their own simulation rooms. And we also have a building called Putteridge with lots of open space. That's our traditional conference centre. And students will go there and take part in crime scenes. They will then take their DNA results, etc., back into the labs. They'll do the DNA sequencing, so they'll take their blood spatters, their pieces of hair, etc. They will develop that into a report, and we actually have our own moot court here in Luton, which is exactly like a law court, and they will get to present their evidence in an actual court. And we'd work there with our law team who would do the questioning of these students. And this is a cross-sector experience, and it's about building that confidence and that experience of working with lawyers in a law setting, not just doing the technical side of things. So all of this career-powered education takes place in everything we do at the university. I mentioned our library. Our library was opened in 2015, multi-award winning library. It's not a silent library. We have silent areas if students want to study in silence, but we also have group study and we have quieter areas as well. It's a place where you can visit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 154,000 books and journals on campus. But we also have an e-library, excuse me, with another 250,000 books in an e-library. We also have a laptop service available on campus. So if you have an IT failure, you can loan one of the university laptops to carry on doing your work. But we do have over 600 PCs around the campus where you can log in, link up to your student cloud and be able to work as well. We have some presentation rooms. I mentioned earlier about the group study work, but we also have some of our PATs. These are academic tutors, personal to you, so a personal academic tutor. And these are there to help guide, support you with your research, with your referencing, and with your preparation for your studies. I mentioned affordability, number 6 there. Our accommodation has been voted one of the most cost-effective in the southeast of England. And this was according to an external body called the Student Crowd in 2023. So staying in Luton on campus in our accommodation is one of the most cost-effective in the whole of the southeast of England, and that includes London. So living, staying and studying in Luton, more affordable, a good student experience, a high rate of students succeeding, but also being close enough to London to enjoy the capital city and all of that has to offer, I feel makes us quite unique in our offer. Our student accommodation is all inclusive, includes all of your bills, including your insurance. There's no hidden costs. There is Wi-Fi in every room. 24-hour support on campus available. You have your own laundry on campus, and again, you have another gym on campus in Fitzroy, at Luton, and Wenlock. So you have 2 gyms to choose from. Just an example there of the rooms. So you have your own private bedroom, your own private bathroom and shower. They are yours and yours alone. But we do share 6 bedrooms to 1 flat. We want students to interact. We want students to make new friends. These are friends that you will have for life. These are friends that you will end up doing work with in the future. So you share the kitchen and you share the social space. So this gives you a blend of your private area and a space with friends and colleagues. You heard me mention more than a degree. A student just coming to university to study will not enjoy university. Let's be fair. Students, human beings, we like the ability to be able to talk to other people, have fun, and have interests outside of study. Our more than a degree programs have that ability, whether it be with our student union, with lots of societies, common interests, culture, media, faith, fitness, sports, competitive sports with our Bedfordshire Bulls. We even have our own radio station, Radio Lab, over 10,000 listeners every day. Any student can be on the radio. So if you come from South Asia, Africa, anywhere, and you have your own radio show, these things make you more employable because you are then unique. But these are also opportunities for you to expand your confidence, expand your knowledge, and develop your skills. All of these things that make you more employable. I mentioned our student union. Any international student has the opportunity not only to join the student union and have fun, but become a student union president or co-president or course leader. In the picture there, these were last year's presidents and vice presidents. 3 out of the 4 actually come from Nigeria. They're one of my success stories that I like to really be proud of, is that our Nigerian and African students have embraced more than a degree and have all, for the last 4 or 5 years especially, been involved at the highest level in our student union. Any student who actively engages with the student union can go on to become a president or a vice president. And these then represent the university student people and are on the main table with the vice chancellors and the senior executive committee. Excellent on a CV. It's something that I really encourage all students to get involved with. We have 4 schools at the University of Bedfordshire. Bedfordshire Business School, everything from law, accounting, finance, and all of your business degrees. Our most diverse school would be CATS, Creative Arts, Technology and Science. Everything from art design, interior design in our art school, Elexon House, all the way through the technologies and the sciences that we've mentioned in our STEM building. We also have health and social science. That's everything from nursing. Remember I said we're #1 in the UK for nursing, through our other degrees like social work, where we're top 20 in the UK, and all of the social sciences, psychology, public health. We're actually the only university in the UK as well to do a microbiology in public health, which is designed and linked to pandemics. So coronavirus, Ebola and things like that that's happened across the world. Education and sports. As I mentioned earlier, we're #4 in the UK for employment in sport. That's based on our Bedford campus, where we have some amazing labs which can do high altitude, temperature, so it could be extreme heat, extreme cold, etc., etc. So lots of different opportunities around that as well. And education, again at Bedford. We are number 2 in the UK for our research into English. So our research into teaching English as a foreign language, for example, is of the highest standards. And our education program is highly sought after across the world. So really good schools, really good opportunities for students. We are here to help. We want you to succeed. But the only thing we can't teach you is to want. You have to want to engage. We have no international offices, so all of us, our activities are controlled here in Luton. We have our own international admissions and marketing team, so we handle this internally, working with colleagues from across the sector. We have our own visa advice service, which is there to help you from point of application all the way through to the graduate route. And we also have our international learning support there to guide and support you and get the right help for you if you need it. And also our international student experience teams. So everything is there to support our international students. This is replicated across the university with our student information desk, which is there for all students as a general point of information. And they have a wide range of services which are there for you to engage with. And that service extends towards anybody with disabilities, anybody with mental health, anybody experiencing problems as well. So there is always support there for students. Peer-assisted learning PALs. These are 2nd, 3rd and 4th year students who are more experienced around university life. So they are there to help and welcome new students who come to university, to help you to settle in, help you find your way around the university, help you make new friends, etc., etc. PATs, personal academic tutors, I mentioned earlier when I spoke about the libraries. And we have a really strong careers and employability service. These run careers fairs, they run volunteers fairs, but they're also there as a drop-in to help you build your CV, help you prepare for interviews, give you interview skills, help with simple things like job searching, and even down to guidance and support with a graduate route, for example. And then that links in with our visa teams as well. So the student support is there throughout the university life. If you've not been to our website, I would encourage you to go and have a look, beds.ac.uk. We have our own dedicated international page, and we also have dedicated country pages as well. We're also on social media, but you also have me. Obviously, you have your agent, BHE Uni, but also you can email me with any questions. I would encourage all of you to do your applications through BHE because the team there will help and support you. But if you have any general questions, feel free to reach out and I would gladly help you as well. So that's the end of my presentation. I hope that's been useful for you. If there are any questions, I am happy to help.
Thank you so much, Lee. The presentation was really great. I'm sure it will help a lot of students decide towards University of Bedfordshire. We have some questions indeed. So the students were asking, which are the entry requirements?
So each country has its own entry requirements, which are on our web pages. Go to our country page. The main entry requirement in English, we need English to be at a B2 level. Obviously, you're going to have students from around the world. So base your English on a B2 level. You don't necessarily have to have IELTS. You can have your own country's year 12s, for example. But we do accept IELTS, TOEFL and Pearson's as well. but it needs to be at a B2 standard, which is the expected standard in the UK. From your undergraduates, you would need to have passed your high school or your college. There are various scholarships available relating to how well you have done in your previous degree. As a master's student, again, we would be looking as an average for over 55%. So again, a pass in your undergraduate degree in your country. And again, the higher your pass mark, there are additional scholarships available. So because we're covering such a wide area, it's quite a vague answer because it's different in every country. But I would encourage, have a look at the website, talk to obviously you guys at BHE, or reach out to me if you are struggling with finding the information, and I can always send it over.
That's great. Does the university accept MOI?
We don't accept MOI, no.
All right then. What about the study gap? How many years it's acceptable?
There's no official study gap. What there is a simple understanding, and this goes for all students wherever you go. Why the UK? Why the University of Bedfordshire? Why the degree you have chosen? If you do have a gap in study, why now? So this should all be in your personal statement, your statement of purpose. I would like, my preference for undergrads is between 5 and 7 years, because that would be normal. For a postgraduate, for a master's student, between 7 and 10 years would be normal, because you would have built up your work experience, and then to progress or to get the higher wages or promotions, you would look to having that degree. Some people wait a bit longer. Some people may have done their version of national service, or they may now have got as high up in their career as they can, and then be looking to progress. So although there is no gap in studies, we need to understand why and why now.
All right, that's great. We have a student that is asking about the adult nursing course, the bachelor's degree. Are the English requirements higher?
So we would like it to be 6.5. But again, when you go to your course page for your country, if you have a look at the English language entry requirements, you will see that that will get you to, if you meet our requirements, you will get to the interview stage. You don't need to have an IELTS now to do nursing, but it is still the preferred option. English is still at B2, but it's more about the understanding, the listening, communication side of the English, especially because you are going to spend 50% of your degree actually working in the hospital. So we need to make sure that your level of understanding is equivalent to a 6.5 IELTS.
That's great. So we have a student asking us about the job opportunities in Luton. Is it difficult to find a part-time job?
The beauty of Bedfordshire is we are probably the biggest and there's 2 universities in Bedfordshire, the University of Bedfordshire and another one called Cranfield, which is more of a research type university. And they're based right to the northern side of Bedford, a place called Cranfield, hence their name. So jobs in Luton and Bedford, there are many part-time jobs because we are the only university in the county. And Luton and Bedford are, as I said, there's 2 shopping centres. So there's lots of part-time work. We also are 2 big industrial towns. So there's lots of Amazon warehouses. There's lots of warehouse opportunities as well. We also in Luton, for example, have 2 science parks. So there's part-time work there. We have an international airport. So there's opportunities at the airport as well. And we also have opportunities to work on both our campuses. So compared to London, which has over 100 universities based there now, which is now limited with its part-time work. Sorry, my light just clicked off. We have an opportunity in Luton and in Bedfordshire to give opportunities to more students. As a university, I mentioned we have our careers team, and we actually work as a university with over 4,500 companies. So the careers fairs, the exposure to business, there's lots of opportunities available.
That's great. What scholarships are available for the students?
So we have international scholarships up to £3,000 per year. They're all on our website. We have various ones also which are linked to different countries' scholarships, depending on their level of study. We also have international baccalaureates. We have AP scholarships. There's a vast range of scholarships, everything from up to £3,000. And then we have what we call a prompt payment discount, which is another £500 as well.
Awesome. Which is the cash deposit the students will need to pay? So
a student coming to university at time of registration needs to pay 65%. So as a university, we ask for the 65% deposit. And the simple reason behind that is we want the student journey to be a good, positive journey. So we ask for 65% deposit. They then don't need to worry about their money all the way through the process, including registration. And then after they've registered, about 1 month later, we will set up a payment plan for the balance. So we are 65% deposit. On our website, you will see we've actually broken down the actual figure of 65% for each of our course fees, so to make that easier. But the reason behind this actually came from a student. The student journey is a happier, friendlier, less stressful one when they've paid their fees early. When you consider leaving home, traveling to the UK, the culture shock, the weather shock, etc., etc., they don't need to worry about their fees or worry about their money. So that made for a smoother, better student journey.
That's great. When the students need to pay the rest of the fee?
So they've registered. 1 month after they've registered, our finance team will deduct their scholarships, and that will leave a balance. And then that balance is broken down into individual payments, and then the students will start paying a month after that. So generally it works that 2 months after they've registered, they will start to do their payment plans.
That's great. We have one more question. How many intakes are available during the year?
So we are unique in the UK. We have 6 postgraduate intakes and 2 undergraduate intakes. So we are the only university in the UK with the 6 postgraduate and 2 undergraduate intakes. Our next available intake will be this September for both undergraduate and postgraduate. The next after that in January is our next undergraduate. So that's the 2 undergraduates is September and January. Postgraduates have, so these are master's students, September, November, January, March, June, July.
That's great. So thank you so much, Lee. It was really a great presentation in the live session today. I'm sure it was very informative for our students. So if you want to apply for University of Bedfordshire, please get in touch with us and we will help you with all you need to do in order to secure your place at University of Bedfordshire. Thank you very much, Lee.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. And thank you, Isabel, for your time. And we look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.